10 Things Happy Seniors Stop Doing. Wisdom for Your Golden Years. Have you ever wondered why, even after all these years, you still find yourself worrying about what others think? Why, despite reaching an age where you should feel free, there's rarely a day when your mind feels truly at peace? If these thoughts resonate with you, today's episode will bring you comfort and clarity. Let's explore how others are navigating their later years. The truth is, retirement comes suddenly for many, and more people are uncertain about this phase of life than you might think. Everyone says you should finish strong and live for yourself, but knowing what that actually means, where to start, and how to do it, that's the real challenge. Creating new goals and living authentically in your golden years isn't about adding more to your life. It's about choosing what to stop doing. Thriving seniors share 10 common things they've stopped doing. Each choice has transformed their lives and brought them genuine wisdom. If this resonates with you, please subscribe and share. These insights could be the blessing you need for your retirement years. 1. Stop worrying about what others think. One of the most common mistakes seniors make is continuing to care too much about others' opinions. Even after retirement, many remain trapped by the thought, "What will people say?" This prevents them from doing what they truly want. Let me tell you about Margaret, age 67. She was preparing for her granddaughter's birthday party and couldn't decide what to wear. She considered her usual black suit, but discovered a vibrant floral dress in her closet. She loved it immediately, but hesitated. "Won't people think I'm trying too hard to look young?" Then her daughter said, "Mom, wear that dress. If you love it, that's what makes it beautiful." Margaret wore the floral dress to the party. To her surprise, people said, "You look radiant. Your bright expression makes all of us happier." That day, Margaret learned something profound. People are most attracted to us when we're authentically happy being ourselves. This aligns with psychological research. Studies on aging will show that seniors who express themselves freely, without fixating on others' opinions, have higher life satisfaction, lower depression rates, and even longer lifespans. From a health perspective, data shows that self-confident seniors have lower risks of cardiovascular disease and dementia. In other words, not caring what others think isn't just a personality trait, it's directly connected to your health. Consider Robert, age 70. For years, he barely shared his opinions in group settings, afraid of saying something wrong and being ridiculed. But after retirement, he took a discussion class at a senior center and gradually changed. When he started saying, "This is how I see it," and "I have a different perspective," people actually respected him more. Instead of prefacing with, "I might be wrong, but," he simply stated, "I think this approach would work better." People found him more trustworthy and comfortable. This experience gave Robert tremendous confidence, and he became more active in community groups. The wisdom here is clear. Getting older doesn't mean making yourself smaller. Now is the time to use decades of experience to choose what you want to say, what you want to wear, and how you want to live. You can practice this daily. When choosing clothes, ask, "What makes me feel good?" instead of, "What will others think?" In conversations, skip the disclaimers and share your honest opinion. A Harvard research team studying adults over 65 found that those who lived authentically, caring less about others' judgments, had 27% higher life satisfaction and 40% lower depression rates. Moreover, this confident self-expression positively affects the immune system, improving actual health markers. The first thing to stop, worrying about others' opinions. You've lived for others long enough. Now it's time to live for yourself. Your retirement years aren't for impressing others. They're your golden opportunity to be yourself. Remember today's first wisdom. Stop worrying about what others think. This is your first step toward happy, healthy retirement. 2. Stop maintaining unnecessary relationships. Many seniors struggle with this question. Is it okay to end relationships I've maintained for so long? Am I being selfish? But from the perspective of aging well, letting go of draining relationships is essential for a happy retirement. Consider Patricia, age 72. She maintained a friendship with a middle school classmate for over 40 years. Initially wonderful and supportive, the relationship changed over time. Every meeting became filled with complaints and gossip. Patricia would leave feeling exhausted and depressed. One day, Patricia asked herself, "Does this friendship bring me joy or drain my energy?" The answer was clear. It wasn't enjoyable. She began gradually creating distance, reducing monthly meetings to once every few months, then eventually just occasional phone calls. Though uncomfortable at first, she soon felt lighter, physically and emotionally. This teaches us crucial wisdom. As we age, quality matters more than quantity in relationships. Research on aging societies shows that seniors who thoughtfully curate their relationships have 31% higher life satisfaction and over 40% less depression than those who try to maintain all relationships. Even with fewer connections, maintaining positive ones significantly reduces cardiovascular disease risk. Consider James, age 75. After retirement, his calendar was packed with alumni gatherings, family reunions, and neighborhood meetings. Initially, he thought constant socializing would prevent loneliness. But soon, these meetings felt like obligations, especially drinking-focused gatherings. They harmed his health and left him feeling empty. His wife gently observed, "Honey, you don't look happier after these meetings. You seem more exhausted." That's when James realized, "I'm not connecting with people, I'm being dragged around by obligations." He courageously simplified his commitments, keeping only a few truly meaningful relationships. Surprisingly, his life became happier and his health improved. His blood pressure stabilized and he lost weight. Letting go of unnecessary relationships doesn't make you lonely. Quite the opposite. When you release draining connections, truly valuable relationships can shine. For seniors, what matters isn't the number of people, but relationships that energize you. Here's a practical exercise. Look at your contact list today. Ask yourself about each person. Does this relationship bring me joy? Do I feel peaceful after we meet? If the answer is no, it may be time to let that relationship go. You don't need to cut contact immediately, just gradually reduce frequency. Instead, spend more time with people who positively impact your life. That's the path to healthy aging. The World Health Organization emphasizes positive social relationships as a key factor in senior health. Positive connections boost immunity, reduce stress, and lower dementia risk. Conversely, negative relationships, no matter how long-standing, act as poison to body and mind. Maintaining relationships isn't an obligation. Even long-standing connections should be released if they exhaust you. Truly valuable relationships will endure without force. These are the ones that will make your retirement healthier and happier. Remember today's second wisdom: stop maintaining unnecessary relationships. This wise choice lightens seniors' lives and protects their health. 3. Stop inserting yourself into others' problems. As we age, one common mistake is continuing to try to solve others' conflicts and problems. Having spent a lifetime caring for family and children, it's natural to think, "I should help," when someone struggles. But from an aging well perspective, getting involved in others' problems can seriously harm your health and happiness. Consider Susan, age 70. Every holiday, she inserted herself into conflicts between her two sons over who would handle preparations and costs. As their mother, she felt obligated to mediate, but the conflicts never decreased. The more she intervened, the bigger their arguments grew. Eventually, Susan became physically and emotionally exhausted. One year, she found the courage to say, "You two need to work this out yourselves. I'm not getting involved." She went to the kitchen and made tea. Remarkably, within an hour, her sons apologized to each other and reached a compromise. Susan realized, when I don't interfere, conflicts actually resolve better. This isn't just one person's experience. Conflict psychology research shows that third-party intervention often prolongs disputes. Especially in family conflicts, when parents or seniors interfere too much, the real issues become obscured and conflicts deepen. Not only do problems remain unsolved, but the intervening person becomes emotionally drained and health suffers. Senior health research confirms this. Seniors who unnecessarily involve themselves in others' problems show elevated stress hormone, cortisol, levels, and increased cardiovascular disease risk. Interfering in others' affairs harms both mind and body. Here's the story of Bill, age 74. After retirement, he always played mediator in neighborhood disputes. But eventually, neighbors began dumping their problems on him. He was constantly tired and found no joy in retirement. On his doctor's advice, he received counseling. You need to protect your own life now. Let go of the habit of solving everyone's problems. Bill then practiced stepping back. When conflicts arose, he watched without intervening. Surprisingly, neighbors increasingly resolved problems themselves. His burden lifted and his health improved. Aging wisdom isn't just about learning new things, it's also about releasing burdens you no longer need to carry. Not taking on others' problems is essential wisdom for seniors. The practice is simple. When family or friends experience conflict, tell yourself, "This isn't my problem to solve. I'll handle my responsibilities, they'll handle theirs." Then actually wait without intervening. It may feel uncomfortable initially, but you'll discover that people have the strength to solve their own problems. The WHO states in its senior health reports, psychological stability in older adults significantly improves when they reduce unnecessary conflict involvement. Conserving your emotions and energy is crucial for extending healthy lifespan. You've spent your whole life living for others, carrying family problems, children's issues, even neighbors' troubles. But now things must change. The world keeps turning without your intervention. When you step back, relationships mature and conflicts naturally resolve. Remember today's third wisdom. Stop inserting yourself into others' problems. This is the vital secret to finding peace and living a happy retirement. 4. Stop trying to do everything perfectly. One of the biggest traps seniors fall into is trying too hard to do everything perfectly. Lifelong habits of striving for family approval, workplace recognition, fulfilling social roles continue into retirement. But the essence of aging wisdom is learning to let go, not to do better. Let me tell you about Dorothy, age 73. Before Thanksgiving, she prepared for a large family gathering. Children, in-laws, grandchildren, nearly 15 people. She wanted everything perfect. A month in advance, she shopped, deep-cleaned every corner, and planned over 20 dishes. She woke before dawn cooking, redoing anything that didn't look right, even measuring noodle lengths in casseroles. When family arrived, nobody noticed the details. They simply said, "Mom, you prepared too much. You must be exhausted." Worse, Dorothy couldn't sit and enjoy the gathering. Running between kitchen and dining room, washing dishes and refilling platters, she missed the laughter and connection, the whole point of everyone coming together. That night, sitting alone, Dorothy realized people didn't come for perfect food. They came to laugh and spend time together, and I missed that moment by trying too hard. This teaches us vital wisdom. Perfection isn't needed in retirement. A little imperfection is fine. Missing a dish or having some dust doesn't matter. What matters is being together. Psychologist Brené Brown says, "Perfectionism is the enemy of courage, creativity, and change." In retirement especially, perfectionism is the greatest obstacle to happiness. Consider Charles, age 75. A lifelong civil servant who lived by precisely according to regulations, he continued being overly meticulous after retirement when organizing events or volunteering. While people appreciated him, they also felt burdened. When someone told him, "You're so thorough it's hard for us to feel comfortable around you," he was shocked. He realized, what was a strength when I was young now makes everyone uncomfortable, including myself. Afterward, he deliberately did less. Simple food preparation, casual event planning, and laughter and conversation filled the gaps. Research shows that perfectionist seniors have higher stress hormone levels, poorer sleep quality, and over twice the depression risk compared to those with an "it's good enough" attitude. Conversely, seniors who embrace imperfection are psychologically stable with better health indicators. Here are practical steps. First, when hosting family events, prepare half the food you think you need. Less leftover food means a lighter heart. Second, tell yourself that housework done 80% is sufficient. Third, remember that when someone visits, the most important thing isn't a spotless house, it's your warm smile. WHO reports on senior health emphasize happiness in later life comes not from striving for excellence, but from enjoying the present moment. Accepting imperfection brings peace, and that peace is the secret to longevity. You don't need to do better anymore. You've already lived enough and tried enough. In retirement, leisure and togetherness matter more than perfection. Remember today's fourth wisdom. Stop trying to do everything perfectly. This is essential wisdom for truly happy retirement. 5. Stop postponing healthcare. One of the most common things seniors say is, "Pain is natural at my age. Why bother going to the doctor?" But this is dangerous thinking. Experts who study aging will unanimously agree. Senior health depends dramatically on whether you manage it or postpone it. Consider George, age 71. Diagnosed with slightly high blood pressure, he didn't seek treatment because he felt fine. Then one day, climbing stairs at the market, he suddenly felt breathless and chest pressure. Initially dismissing it as fatigue, the symptoms worsened until finally visiting the hospital. The doctor said, "If you'd waited any longer, you could have had a fatal heart attack." George's blood ran cold. "I thought I was fine, but my body was already sending danger signals." From that day, George stopped postponing health care. He never missed checkups, walked regularly, and changed his diet. Within just 1 year, his blood pressure stabilized and his vitality returned. This teaches a clear lesson. Postponing healthcare makes your body demand payment later, but managing health promptly can actually improve it. Research on aging shows that seniors over 65 who get regular checkups have 40% lower cardiovascular disease rates and 30% reduced dementia risk compared to those who don't. A single habit, not postponing checkups, becomes a longevity secret. Consider Linda, age 74. She had joint pain but dismissed it. Everyone's knees hurt with age. Then she slipped on stairs and seriously injured herself. The hospital found severely worn cartilage. Had she sought treatment earlier, surgery wouldn't have been necessary. After this incident, Linda deeply regretted her delay. Now she tells people at the senior center, "The greatest wisdom for seniors isn't enduring pain. It's going to the doctor immediately." Enduring isn't bravery, it's foolishness. Aging wisdom begins with not ignoring your body's small signals. Frequent headaches, breathlessness from light walking, unexplained fatigue, all require checkups. Senior bodies respond more sensitively than younger ones. One small symptom could signal a major disease. Here are practical steps. First, always get annual checkups. Once yearly is essential. Second, follow this principle. Eat less, eat variety, include fermented foods. Third, walk at least 20 minutes daily. Fourth, see a doctor immediately when warning signs appear. "I'll probably feel better" is absolutely wrong thinking. These 4 habits are the surest way to protect senior health. The WHO's definition of healthy aging isn't merely being disease-free, it's maintaining the ability to care for yourself independently. Not postponing healthcare is a prerequisite for happy retirement. You've spent your whole life putting your health last, for family, for work. But now things must change. The most precious asset in retirement isn't money or property, it's your health. People who protect their health can truly live freely and happily. Remember today's 5th wisdom. Stop postponing healthcare. This is the longevity secret for staying vibrant throughout your senior years. 6. Stop being reluctant to learn new things. Many seniors tell themselves, "What's the point of learning now? I'm too old to start something new." But from an aging well perspective, the moment you think it's too late is precisely when you should start immediately. Did you know that continued learning is one of the most powerful ways to protect senior health and prevent dementia? Consider Eleanor, age 68. After retirement, she spent several years just at home, rarely reading or trying anything new, thinking it was too much trouble. One day, she saw a flyer at the community center for calligraphy classes. Initially hesitant, what would I learn at my age? Only young people will be there. She courageously enrolled. On the first day, Eleanor was surprised. Most students were in their 60s and 70s. The instructor said, "Don't try to write perfectly. The moment you hold the brush and focus on paper is meditation, and that prevents dementia." Eleanor never missed weekly classes. Months later, participating in a small exhibition and seeing her work framed, she felt indescribable accomplishment. I can still do this. Research shows that seniors who continue learning have 40% lower dementia rates and less than half the depression risk compared to those who don't. Brain imaging studies reveal that learning new skills activates the prefrontal cortex, improving cognitive function and memory. Consider David, age 70. He always found smartphones difficult, struggling to send messages or take photos. But when his grandson said, "Grandpa, if you learn to take photos, we'll have more fun on trips together," David enrolled in a smartphone photography class at the community center. Initially, he accidentally deleted photos and produced clumsy results. But gradually, he developed skill. One day, his grandson said, "Wow, Grandpa, this photo is really cool." That simple comment brightened David's entire life. Now he's joined a photography club and actively participates with peers. Learning isn't just acquiring skills, it's awakening dormant possibilities within yourself. Learning something new stimulates brain and mind, breathing vitality into life. This is the longevity secret for happy retirement. Here are practical steps. First, find and enroll in a course in something you're interested in: cooking, painting, calligraphy, smartphone skills, anything. Second, remember that learning's purpose is enjoyment, not perfection. Third, share your learning experiences with others. That leads to even greater happiness. The WHO emphasizes that continuous learning in older adults has excellent effects on dementia prevention and mental health maintenance. Consistent learning even prevents depression in seniors. Age is just a number. Whether 70 or 80, as long as you want to learn, you can still grow. Don't be reluctant to learn. That's the wisdom for living healthier and happier. Remember today's sixth wisdom: stop being reluctant to learn new things. This is the key to protecting senior health and opening the door to happy retirement. 7. Stop trying to look younger. Many seniors commonly worry, what if people see my wrinkles? Won't gray hair make me look old? Advertising and media constantly push anti-aging, new cosmetics, wrinkle treatments, hair dye, skincare. But from an aging well perspective, accepting yourself as you are is a far healthier, happier choice than forcing yourself to look young. Consider Helen, age 69. Before her granddaughter's wedding, she worried for a month, dyeing her hair, buying expensive cosmetics, thinking, "This should make me look early 60s. At the wedding, people's comments surprised her. "You look so graceful. Your smile is beautiful." They weren't praising wrinkle-free skin. They were responding to her loving expression, watching her granddaughter, and her warm smile. Helen realized, beauty doesn't come from looking young. It comes from genuine expression and inner peace. Positive psychology research confirms this. The most attractive quality isn't appearance, but authentic emotional expression. Forcing yourself to maintain youth actually lowers self-esteem and creates endless anxiety. Here's Michael's story, age 72. Even after retirement, he spent money on expensive dermatology treatments to look young. Initially feeling good, costs and time increased. Worse, anxiety grew. Do I look old now? Will people dismiss me? One day, his grandson said, "Grandpa, you're cool just as you are. What I love most is playing with you." That simple comment moved him deeply. Michael realized, looking young matters less than genuinely spending time with family. He stopped dyeing his hair, accepting his natural gray. People responded warmly. You look comfortable and confident. Your distinguished look is wonderful. Research shows that seniors who accept their age have far higher life satisfaction and self-esteem, plus more stable health indicators, compared to those forcing youthfulness. The American Gerontological Society reports that positively accepting aging directly correlates with longevity. True youthfulness isn't about disguising age. Wrinkles on a senior's face aren't just time's marks, they're evidence of a life lived. Laugh lines around eyes from thousands of smiles, forehead lines from deep thinking, hand wrinkles from giving and receiving love. These are proof of your journey and deserve respect. Here are practical steps. First, when choosing makeup or clothing, ask, does this make me feel good today? Instead of, how will I look to others? Second, when you see wrinkles in the mirror, don't try erasing them. Say, these wrinkles are marks of the time I've lived. Third, invest the time and money you'd spend forcing youthfulness into things you've wanted to do. Travel, hobbies, learning. Those choices have far more value. The WHO defines healthy aging not as merely being disease-free, but as maintaining life's meaning and dignity while accepting your age. When you stop chasing youth and accept yourself as you are, your mind becomes freer and your health becomes stronger. You no longer need to try looking young. Retirement's true beauty lies in the depth and ease that comes with age. Remember today's seventh wisdom. Stop trying to look younger. This is essential wisdom for living happily in your senior years. 8. Stop being bound by obligations and commitments. Many seniors can't let go of one habit, participating in every commitment out of obligation. They'll be hurt if I don't go. I'll seem like a bad person if I skip it. These thoughts exhaust the mind before the body. But from an aging well perspective, joyful choices matter far more than obligatory commitments. Consider Frank, age 74. Even after retirement, he attended every gathering without fail. Alumni meetings, family reunions, senior center events, neighborhood associations. His calendar was packed. Even when tired or unenthusiastic, he thought, I'll inconvenience others if I don't go. One day, there was a friend's birthday party. He felt unwell, but forced himself to attend. Unable to engage properly, he had to leave early. Looking in the mirror at home, Frank was shocked by his pale, exhausted appearance. He asked himself, why do I push myself this hard? He realized, commitments should serve me, not harm me. Frank started asking himself 2 questions before every commitment. Does this gathering bring me joy? Do I have the health and energy for this commitment? If either answer was no, he politely declined. Surprisingly, most people understood. They even encouraged him to prioritize his health. He learned, people aren't as demanding as I thought. Psychological research shows that forcing yourself to attend gatherings actually raises stress hormones and harms senior health. Conversely, meetings filled with joy and pleasure boost immunity, reduce depression risk, and increase longevity. Quality matters more than quantity of commitments. Consider Barbara, age 70. She was overwhelmed with weekly senior center volunteering, grandchild care, and family gatherings. No time for herself. A health checkup revealed high blood pressure and diabetes. Her doctor said, if you don't care for yourself now, this will lead to worse illness. Barbara courageously simplified commitments, reducing grandchild care to twice weekly and family gatherings to monthly. She used freed time for herself, 30 minutes daily walking, resuming reading and painting. Months later, her blood pressure stabilized and her mood brightened. She realized, time for myself isn't selfish, it's the path to health. You've lived your whole life for others, but retirement must be different. Now, wisdom means keeping only commitments you want, commitments that bring you joy. Forced commitments drain you, but chosen ones enliven you. Here are practical steps. First, open this month's calendar. Mark which gatherings you truly want to attend versus those you attend from obligation. Second, when you're unwell or unenthusiastic, be honest. I can't attend this time due to my health. Third, fill commitment gaps with solo time. That time becomes most precious for recovering senior health. WHO data emphasizes self-chosen social participation as key to senior mental health. Obligatory relationships and commitments are harmful, but chosen activities increase longevity and happiness. Don't be bound by obligations. You can release gatherings you attend from duty. Retirement life should be filled with joy, not obligation. Remember today's eighth wisdom. Stop being bound by obligations and commitments. This is the wisest choice for living happily in your senior years. 9. Stop hoarding old belongings. One common mistake seniors make is keeping decades of accumulated possessions. I might need it someday. It's wasteful to throw it out. Someone gave it to me, so I can't discard it. These thoughts bind us to the past and weigh down our hearts. Consider Rose, age 76. Deep in her closet, she kept the traditional dress from her wedding over 40 years ago. Maybe I'll wear it on a special occasion. But that day never came. Her kitchen held unused dish sets. Her living room had 20-year-old magazine stacks gathering dust. The house grew cluttered. Her heart felt suffocated. One day, her daughter said, "Mom, you can throw this out now." Strangely, Rose couldn't let go. It was expensive. It seems wasteful. But with her daughter's persuasion, she gradually began sorting. Amazingly, the more she discarded, the more peaceful she felt. Rose realized, discarding items isn't just tidying, it's creating space in my life. Psychological research shows that cluttered homes raise stress hormone, cortisol levels, and increase depression. Conversely, organized spaces calm the mind and improve sleep quality. Not hoarding old belongings isn't just about neatness, it's an important habit for protecting senior health. Consider Edward, age 78. He filled his shed with a lifetime of tools and equipment. I might need them later. But he never used them once. When he fell and injured his leg, excessive belongings made movement even harder. He realized, possessions weren't protecting me, they were holding me back. After organizing, he said, creating space at home brought peace to my mind. Even breathing feels different. Aging wisdom isn't about clinging to possessions. It's about keeping only what's necessary and releasing the rest. Unnecessary items bind our hearts to the past and obstruct present life. And unorganized homes actually increase safety accident risks. Many falls and injuries happen because of unsorted belongings. Here's your practice. Today, pick up one item in your home. Ask yourself 3 things. First, does this item bring me joy? Second, do I actually use it? Third, will I use it within the next year? If any answer is no, mentally say thank you for your service and let it go. This grateful goodbye reduces guilt and increases peace. Organizing isn't abandonment, it's grateful closure and new beginning. Senior health research shows noteworthy findings. Seniors who organized their homes had 35% lower depression rates and over 40% higher life satisfaction than those who didn't. Moreover, organizing habits positively affect dementia prevention. Living in orderly environments increases brain focus and reduces unnecessary stimulation, slowing cognitive decline. The possessions we've accumulated over a lifetime are actually our time and memories. But memories aren't trapped in objects. They remain in our hearts. So releasing old possessions isn't discarding memories. It's making space to welcome new ones. Remember today's 9th wisdom. Stop hoarding old belongings. This is the path for seniors to lighten their hearts and live happily. 10. Stop worrying. Seniors most frequently say, what if I get sick? What if I run out of money? What if my children struggle? Worries are endless, but aging wisdom's core is this. Reducing worry increases health and happiness. Consider Grace, age 77. She couldn't sleep well, worrying, what if my health worsens tomorrow? What if my savings run out and I burden my children? Nightly worries spiraled. Eventually, severe insomnia drove her to the doctor, who said, your biggest problem isn't your body, it's your mind. Worry is creating illness. Grace realized, worry doesn't solve problems, it's poison harming my body and mind. She created a small habit. When nighttime worries appeared, she wrote them down and told herself, I'll think about this tomorrow. Amazingly, insomnia gradually disappeared, and her health recovered. Medical research shows excessive worry rapidly deteriorates senior health, increasing cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and depression risks, while lowering immunity. Conversely, seniors who reduce worry and maintain positive attitudes have over 50% higher life satisfaction and longer average lifespans. Consider Thomas, age 82. After retirement, he constantly worried about children and finances. A friend said, worrying doesn't change anything, it only damages your health. That deeply moved Thomas. He started daily morning walks with this commitment. Today, I'll fill my day with gratitude instead of worry. After a year, his blood pressure stabilized and his expression brightened. People said, you look so much younger than before. Your lightness shows in your face. Worry doesn't change tomorrow, it only ruins today. Aging wisdom is releasing worry, not holding it. Here are practical steps. First, when worry arises, write it on paper and postpone it to tomorrow. Second, keep a gratitude journal. Simply writing 3 things you're grateful for today changes your mindset. Third, don't hold worries alone, share them. Talking with friends, family, or neighbors cuts worry's weight in half. The World Health Organization emphasizes positive thinking and reducing unnecessary worry as key habits for senior mental health. Reducing worry decreases depression and insomnia, while preventing brain function decline. Research even shows that simply reducing worry helps prevent dementia. You've lived your whole life amid countless worries. But looking back, most never became reality. You just drained your mind and harmed your health. Now things must change. Retirement isn't time for worry. It's time for gratitude and ease. Remember today's 10th and final wisdom. Stop worrying. This is the longevity secret for living happily, protecting health, and making life long and radiant. These 10 things that happy seniors stop doing aren't complicated rules. They're simple choices that transform daily life. Each decision to stop doing these things creates more space for joy, peace, and authentic living. Your golden years aren't about doing more or being perfect. They're about being fully yourself, protecting your health, nurturing meaningful relationships, and finding peace in each moment. You've spent decades caring for others. Now it's your time. These aren't selfish choices. They're wise ones that allow you to truly enjoy the years you've earned. Thank you for listening. May your retirement years be filled with wisdom, health, and genuine happiness.